Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Sports live watch along this afternoon in the Bundesliga of Wolfsburg versus Borussia Monchengladbach, and it's the last game of the day in the Bundesliga. There were matches on earlier that we'll talk about them in just a bit, but this is quite a big game. Both sides looking for Champions League next season. Mönchengladbach, of course, currently in the Champions League, would love to have another season in the European elite group, but they've got to get a few wins behind them and get their form back because, of course, they beat Dortmund and they beat Bayern Munich in their recent home games back in January, which just shows what a threat they can be for one of the top spots in the Bundesliga this season. Alongside me is Sebastian True. Now, me and Seb, let's just say we have a bit of a guilty pleasure for Mönchengladbach. If you folks didn't know, as you could probably tell from my wallpaper, and I've ignore my jumper that I'm wearing. That game's been done and dusted, and sadly they didn't win. But Seb, this should be an interesting game. Wolfsburg, we remember them as the German champions back in, I think it was 2009. They've got a little bit of history there in the Bundesliga, but Mönchengladbach certainly a team not to mess with.
No, and they should. They're still in the last round of the Champions League, so there'll be that as quite important. They've got a match coming up against City, not this week, but the week after. So they'll have their eyes on that maybe as well. Um, it's usually quite a good match. These two,
Oh, Seb, I think.
has it now? Went weird. Um, no, so Wolfsburg are really good at home. They haven't lost since I can't even remember, but at home they're very good. And Mönchengladbach haven't lost since that Leverkusen game, I think, earlier in the season. So this should be a good match. Mönchengladbach have only won once in the last 5 games against Wolfsburg, so it's not looking terrific. I'd just about say that Wolfsburg would be favourite for this match. Hmm. Mm-hmm. It, it has. It just has. It just has. It'd be interesting to see Weghorst, who scored in 7 of his last 9, and in those last 9 games he scored 8 goals. So he should be, as usual, a big danger for Wolfsburg today. And he scored in the reverse fixture. So there we go. No worries. No worries. Hmm. So Wolfsburg have a corner already straight away, and they're almost going for the kill in the first minute. Yeah, so Stindl's already had to head a cross coming in from the corner away, and Wolfsburg have a second corner in the space of 2 minutes. I'm on 133. What are you on? No worries, no worries. I'll let you be the active one, and I'll be reactive. Yeah. What's your prediction then, Jamie? Do you think? So, did you think that West Brom's goal should have been allowed? Because I've got my doubts on that one. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I thought it was a foul. Professional players, professional players saying go Wolfsburg. I think they will get a win here. I'd love to. I don't understand I don't understand why they did that. They put the yeah. Great atmosphere in there, and that's Germany, isn't it? It's quite a good environment, but it is a fan-owned club, so yeah. If it works, then that's fine. But usually a fan-owned club can't prosper as much as say one that's injected with a reasonable amount of money. I'm not. I'm completely for it, but then I don't think you should have expectations that soar through the roof. And Mönchengladbach fans accept that. They accept that they're not going to be year after year title contenders. They accept that Marco Rose will most likely leave to go to Dortmund. There's an acceptance that's fine about it. They know that it comes with the the price of owning the club. I think Benzabani was a bit lucky with his stud tackle to not get a caution there. He did get a card, Benzabani. It's a really good save, yeah. Won't be able to wear a Wolfsburg shirt then. Yeah, so if anyone's wondering who's watching, I'm not feeling the greatest right now, so I'm gonna let Jamie do most of the talking. I got what Adam got. Probably made him sick, the idea of covering Wrexham. That's probably me, I'm guessing. Let's just take a little look. I'm wondering if I can be hit. It's Jamie. It's Jamie. It's you, Jamie, that's not working. Let me get this side. Let me get this side. No, this is a me problem. It's the usual.
Thanks, Ashen, for letting us know.
Yep.
Actually, while we sort that out, I forgot to tweet out the link. I'll do that now. Still goalless.
Perfect.
Oh, perfect. There we go. Cheers, Seb.
I think we sorted
still
it.
Goalless.
Yep.
We're just about to reach 10 minutes. And of course, Seb's coughs, we hope, will make Wolfsburg make the mistakes today.
Trying to turn off my mic,
it's all Wolfsburg.
I'm trying to turn off my mic when I cough, so hopefully getting away with it.
It's a great feature for moments like that, but only if you can do it in time.
You know, the sort of fan music that they have, the chants, and the cough is a part of it.
Well, Somers just had to catch one of the crosses coming in from Wolfsburg, which was easy to deal with compared to the save he made before, which somehow kept the ball out to make this game still be goalless. And there's a yellow card here from the Wolfsburg midfielders, and because of that, they've got a free kick here, which Monchengladbach, first 10 minutes is pretty much Wolfsburg, but of course let's not forget it's a 90-minute game.
Yeah, 10 minutes and already 2 yellow cards. I guess this is going to be a bit scrappy, this game.
Yeah, it feels like it. And you can certainly see which players are on what team with that Wolfsburg shirt. They've always had it dark green now and again, or with blue, or I don't know. The kits are very interesting. They've had some good shirts over the years.
Yeah, but non-complementary colours. I mean, the blue with the green, I kind of like it. Yeah, so Oba scored a double. I've just seen that he scored a penalty. Aubameyang.
Has he?
Yep.
Aubameyang's scoring again.
Yeah, he scored a penalty.
Oh, damn it, that means Arsenal are back.
Told you that Leeds don't win in London.
Yeah, yeah, 3 years.
3 years
Has it been?
they haven't, yeah.
Maybe if Leeds actually found out that London was the capital, they might realise.
They still, it's their protest in making Leeds the capital of England.
So Arsenal on their way to 3 points, it seems. But anyway, of course the other game that happened earlier was Man United slipping up at West Bromwich Albion, which, yeah, not good.
I can't pretend I watched the whole game. Yeah.
It was a very, very boring game.
I fell asleep because I was feeling very fatigued.
Oh, I bet. I was going to say, if you wanted a cure for football, that was not your game.
I saw the goals though. Good Bruno Fernandes goal.
Where would United be without him? The stats would tell you anyway.
7th.
Yeah, probably.
If I do get the time, I'm going to try and calculate how many goals he's scored, which make it decisive for United, and see. Yeah.
Yeah, go on. What were you saying?
And see how many points that makes, because I'd be intrigued to know.
Be a lot of points. I am getting to that point with United where I think we're punching above our weight.
What would United need though to be better?
It's a good question. I'm not sure. I mean, our defence needs sorting.
Who would you buy though? Because I think Wan-Bissaka still does it, and Luke Shaw does well as well.
No. When I say defence, I mean centre backs. I'm happy with our full backs. I think Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw, fantastic. I'm happy with Maguire. He makes me though. My problem is though, as a United fan, is when you're nervous every time a team goes up against your own defence and you're not confident of your defence, you know there's problems. And it feels like the Klopp era, the time in Klopp's Liverpool career where they were starting to miss out on points because of either their goalkeeper or their defence. And it's feeling like that at the moment with United because there's mistakes from the back line that's costing us.
But then De Gea saved a decent shot today that really kept them in the match.
Oh, no. I mean, I don't mean we need a goalkeeper. I'm on about Klopp needed a goalkeeper.
Oh, yeah,
it's just
yeah,
trying to eye out where the problems are coming from. De Gea is awesome. Whenever De Gea makes a mistake, I think I'm one of the few that never really brings it up because I just think, goalkeepers make mistakes.
Well, it's 3-0 to Arsenal. Bellerin's got a goal.
I still think he's great. Bloody hell, Arsenal.
Bellerin got a goal,
again, Leeds, they do this thing where they're a good team. They do it again though, don't they, Leeds, where they're a good team and then they're going to look like they're going to get battered again.
Yep, absolutely. A frustrating one to have in your fantasy football team.
Yeah.
Because I put Dallas starting, and Dallas is a defender in the fantasy football team, but he plays as a midfielder for Leeds. He gets the goals, but then concedes like 5, so he gets less points. Our friend Jack Price said he wanted Bamford to score just for his fantasy football team. I put him on the bench, and I'm happy I did so. But Mellier's been beaten way too easily there. The Bias gets a decent assist. We're talking about the wrong match there.
We have watched the wrong game, haven't we?
No. We'll go with the Wolfsburg one. We're good. It seems that every time we cover a German match, at least every team has got a Swiss player, which obviously is my Swiss allegiance. So
this is why we do it. It's so you could be with your people since you're in lockdown.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. So there's Steffen and Mbabu for Wolfsburg. Both have played for Young Boys, Bern Young Boys. But Mbabu, which I don't think anyone really knows, actually played 3 games for Newcastle in the Premier League in 15-16 season. Yep, didn't know either. And I don't think a lot of people cared, honestly.
Of course, just over a quarter of an hour gone. Wolfsburg 0, Monchengladbach. If you're enjoying the stream, do click subscribe. and give our stream a like. We're hoping to get to 350 subscribers.
There's this American contingency now in Bundesliga, but I always see John Brooks as one of the pioneers for that, one of the first Americans to go across to Germany, and now we can see a whole series of them. If you look at Rayner and other players like that, it's starting to become popular.
Yeah. It's the funny thing about the Bundesliga. Is in the Bundesliga that could help a Premier League team out. Let's talk about Neuhaus, because he's been linked to Liverpool, but now also Manchester City. Which out of the two teams do you think he would do better?
Difficult question. I'd probably say City, where he can a bit more of a more fixed midfield role as in a 2 and defensive midfielder that can play up a bit. That's what City like to do. They like to have two pivots, but like Rodri. Well, they don't like to have 2 pivots. They usually have Rodri. But if they were to have 2, Rodri and Neuhaus, who can push forward and play with the ball, I'd find that intriguing to see if it. Find it intriguing. Whereas I don't think Neuhaus would fit in a midfield 3 like Liverpool play. I think he'd be a great signing for anyone. You know what my opinion on Neuhaus. I think he's a terrific player. He's a combative player, but also got great passing. So yeah, if he goes to City, then God knows how good his passing can become under Pep Guardiola. Yeah, I think teams should snap Mönchengladbach's hand off to get him. Yeah. Oh. Well, he'll turn 24 soon, so I mean, it's still a decent age. Oh, I've just seen the penalty that Arsenal gave away. Meslier. Oh my God, that's a terrible mistake. He tries dribbling around Saka and then loses the ball and tackles him from behind. That's terrible. But yeah, Neuhaus, he will move on soon. I'm certain of that. And
How old is he?
He's 23, so he'll be 24 in March.
Got you.
Good talent. And he won't be too expensive either.
No, exactly. 40 mil, something like that.
Maybe, yeah. And he's a German international now, so I think he will be starting in the Euros for Germany, but then that's my biased opinion on Neuhaus.
Would be good for Mönchengladbach to get a player of theirs in the German team.
He doesn't always score, but when he does, they sometimes, most of the time, are quite spectacular goals.
Yeah.
Would you take him at United, Jamie?
Nah. No. We haven't got issues there. We've got issues up front and in defence. As I said, we need a proper centre-back. I don't know who you'd get. I mean, I always stress about the, but obviously that's just what I would say. Not realistic, probably.
Who did you say? I'm sorry, it cut up the mic when you said it. Who would you suggest?
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's unrealistic though, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what I would. I'm only saying what I would do. But
so the rumours are now that Koundé is their main target.
Isn't he also Liverpool's?
He's also going to cost a minimum 70 million.
Yeah, I don't know. I think my fear for United is we've spent so much money on someone like Maguire. People like Edward would be a bit hesitant to try out someone else for that price.
Yeah, kind of makes you think that if United had bought Diaz, imagine where they'd be.
Who's he play for?
City.
Oh, City. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Ruben Diaz.
Oh yeah.
I think it would have been really interesting. I'm a big fan of Ruben Diaz.
It's a shame, but
I thought it was too much when City paid that. I thought it was too much. That's the thing about it. I thought it was too much for Ruben Diaz, but then he's proved me wrong almost.
This is the problem though United have become though. You know, they've done this to themselves.
What do you mean by?
They've become a club where not not all players want to come to us.
Yeah.
You know, we're not a competitive team anymore. I've been stressing that for the last 6 years, and every United fan thinks that, you know, it's easy to just go or get this player, get this. I'm like, yeah, but that's if they go. That's if they come. And it's got to that point now where I'd be a bit hesitant to buy any big player because of the fact that we've bought so many players in the past, and it's proven to fuck up.
Yeah. How many players have United realistically improved since they've bought them?
Not enough to win trophies or anything.
I can only think of 2 out of all, maybe De Gea and Fernandes. If you look at that starting lineup.
Well, De Gea was during Fergie's time, wasn't he?
Yeah, but still in the modern era of United signings, and De Gea is still only 30, so I think still could be categorised in that recent transfers. Let's just call it.
I don't know. I just anyone that thinks we need another manager needs to do one because we've tried that.
Yeah, I'm not all for the new manager idea now. I think Ollie deserves a lot of credit for getting United competitive at the top now.
I think he's doing what Mourinho did, where Mourinho finished second in his second season, and he basically said, the best achievement was probably getting this team second, and it feels like that with this one, where if we do get second, I would say we punched above our weight. Luckily, Liverpool were not who they were last season, otherwise we wouldn't be second. And yeah, I just think it's come to that point where the squad's not good enough.
No.
It's just not good enough. Like, people go on and say, there's so many like big United fans on YouTube who keep having an agenda on people like Luke Shaw, and I just think, do you watch football? Like, he's clearly not a problem.
Yeah, but we all have our agendas, and everyone knows my agenda on Thiago Alcantara, for example.
Who's that?
Well,
never heard of him.
Do you see the players warming up on the side with almost snow boots on?
Brilliant.
That's hilarious. That's absolutely hilarious.
Gladbach on the front foot. 4 of them up there. Oh, and it's gone out for a goal kick.
I watched that game again yesterday, Leicester versus Liverpool. I decided to watch 9 minutes last night. And I thought, I like when I'm proven right and that Thiago doesn't fit into that Liverpool system and it was overhyped. I'm surprised he's only got 3 yellow cards this season. Because he should have way more. And he just looks lost in a more advanced role. Wijnaldum played in the 6th role, a deeper defensive midfield role. Thiago played a bit more advanced, but when he got the ball in those advanced areas, he didn't know where to give it.
Yeah.
And obviously people are going mad because he got 91% pass completion, but most of the passes that he completed were when his teammate was right next to him. That's why I don't really like the stat that much. You need to put it into a bit of context, and people don't do that with Thiago Alcantara.
No.
Anyway, watching Wolfsburg and Monchengladbach.
I'm trying to find another stream for it because my phone's running out of battery.
Then get a charger.
No, the charger. I can't be bothered. I'm losing my patience with iPhones because the batteries are just shit. They always bring out these new iPhone announcements, and I'm one of those that just goes, is the battery any better? And they go, this phone has got a better camera. You didn't answer my question. Has it got a better phone battery? You know, this phone is probably the best phone we've ever come. You're not answering my question, Steve Jobs. And I know he's probably dead somewhere, but I'm not getting my answers. I'm not getting my questions answered.
I'm a big fan of the skepticism that you said he may be dead somewhere, as if there's still doubt over that.
They say he's frozen, apparently. Along with Walt Disney. Which I don't understand the purpose of that, really.
What? So Walt Disney can just draw the same characters again? It's not like innovation. I mean, admire the artistry of Walt Disney, but what is he going to innovate in this era?
Disney's overrated.
I'm not going to get that. Yeah.
Ooh. I always thought the Disney logo looked like a W at the start, anyway.
Yeah, there's a YouTube video on it that's quite interesting to look about why it doesn't look like a D.
I may have to watch that. Meanwhile, it's goalless. If you were, I tell you what, Seb, if we're talking about United, if you were Solskjaer, what would you do?
Do you mean purchase-wise? Do you mean...
Well, anything. What would you do? Because I think the one thing that's missing is pace.
Do you mean at the back? Or do you mean up front?
I just mean in general.
So,
they're just not fast enough, United.
Not at all, but... How could United buy players that... I'm not sure what United's policy is, how much they've got to spend. I agree to an extent that maybe a centre-back is needed, because Lindelof, I've tried defending him as much as I can, but even today you can see he gets out-muscled way too easily.
Which I've been saying.
And if you've not got muscle, then at least have some pace, and Lindelof turns slower than a 2-ton truck, so I'm not convinced that Lindelof is the solution. I think that we've actually got one player on show here today who'd be good enough.
Sorry, Seb. Someone just had to make a big save. Well, I say big save. He had to deal with it, but he stretched for it, made the save. Still 0-0. Go on, Seb.
I think there's a player on show who'd be a decent signing for United, which is Elvedi. I think a lot of big clubs haven't looked at him enough. I think he's a very competent centre-back who can get a goal every now and then, and got pace. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I like Elvedi. But yeah, he plays for Monchengladbach.
I'm sorry. Sorry, my head's not with it today.
I mean, there are a lot of good.
Till 1.
Oh, okay, yeah. There are a lot of good players in this squad that could realistically do a decent job. If you look at Zakaria still is now injured again, which is unfortunate. But if he gets back to his best Zakaria could be a great midfielder for any club in Europe.
Yeah.
But that's a big if, because that knee injury was a big one, and it really hindered his progress.
Changes players' approaches, I think. Injuries like that, they don't play the same. Some of them.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but it's a shame. Seeing him and line up for Switzerland would have been a joy in midfield. Combined of 20 yellow cards between them. Looks like Neuhaus gets knocked over there, doesn't it? Oh,
yeah, I
seeing a weird
that.
replay.
Oh. I'm getting quite warm in this room. It's probably because I've just drank tea.
I'm still not getting warm.
And he's in Switzerland, folks, which can be a cold place.
It was -9 here this morning.
-9. Apparently we're expecting a 70-degree day next week or something like that.
17?
Yeah. Okay. Mum said it to me and I'm like, Mum, are you sure you're not just getting old? And it didn't just say -17.
Oh, I'm just seeing that cross from Neuhaus now. I think it's Hoffman. It's Ben Spain who tries doing that overhead kick. Or part overhead kick.
Oh, that's a big miss for Wolfsburg. Weghorst there. Weghorst has just completely missed that. Was he offside? Yeah, he was offside. It doesn't matter. But even so, they still carried on, which he seemed to have slipped. It could have been 1-0 to Wolfsburg. Well, I say it could have been. It was offside anyway. So yeah. Even if they had scored, it wouldn't have counted. Yeah,
and Weghorst doesn't usually. I mean, in a game, Weghorst at max will waste one of those chances, but not more. So next one he gets, he'll probably score. And Schlager does well to get through the midfield there and get a nice ball through, perfectly weighted pass to Weghorst.
Yeah.
Schlager's also one that not a lot of people talk about. That, I mean, you could suggest an off-and-on season, but I think he's a really good young player. 23 still, not long-term 23.
Me and Seb were talking about Monchengladbach's kits recently, and They've got that celebratory shirt, which is basically all black. Even the badge is black. The sponsors, Puma, and
But it's different material, so you can see it shining out, badge and the sponsors.
it's so cool. It's it's shinier than Jurgen Klopp's teeth, and it's a beautiful shirt. Which I did see it on eBay the other day for 27 quid, and I might, if it's still there, tempted. But I have ordered the other away shirt, which is their current one, which is quite a nice shirt. I quite like their home shirt. It's not as good as last season's though.
Yeah, there's no yellow on it this season.
Where have you gone, Post Bank?
I miss it.
I think sponsors definitely do make shirts, especially the VW on the Wolfsburg shirts.
It's iconic.
Exactly.
Or buy one on Bayer Leverkusen. But even just the most iconic kits, like I remember, you could say for United with
Sharp.
That made it iconic almost.
And they were sharp as hell in that team.
Yeah.
Oh, Wolfsburg again. They're getting behind the defence here of Monchengladbach. It's on the left wing with Steffen. Oh, low cross dealt with. Didn't find any of the green men in the box. And it's with Hoffman, and I think he's wanting them to throw it. But yeah, Wolfsburg look a lot more dangerous.
They're going to pressure Mönchengladbach's midfield and force them into errors. So we've got to be watching out for the Mönchengladbach midfielders to see if they can deal with it. Just Neuhaus too. Kramer, I don't know if he can deal under pressure as much.
And then playing all the way back to the keeper there. That was a bit weird.
And Mönchengladbach will have to look to get Hoffman in behind Wolfsburg's defence.
Yeah.
It's a high line, and Hoffman could just run in behind so well. He's done it against top teams in Europe this season. That's what they should be looking to do.
Of course, Mönchengladbach are in the Champions League, as we mentioned before, and they've got Man City in the last 16, which Man City should get the job done. But I think Mönchengladbach will certainly give it a go.
If you look at the way Lyon knocked out Man City in July, it's not. I mean, it's not exactly the same way Mönchengladbach play, but there's this almost impulse and proactiveness where they can get in behind a team very easily, and I think that'll be a danger for Man City.
Yeah. Yeah,
but
that Lyon defeat just shows, you know. I mean, Pep has got a grudge really with the Champions League. It's been 10 years that come this May since he last won it as a manager, and he's been with 2 other teams since then. Oh, it's blocked, and I think they're going to get a corner, Mönchengladbach. But yeah, that was a big win for Lyon that night. It was a great game to watch, and Sterling missing an absolute sitter.
Yeah, I'd love to see them try maybe Embolo and Thuram up front against City. Try and really put pressure onto Stones and Diaz. Really try and run them around and create those spaces in behind for someone like a Hoffman. And as mentioned before, if you get Neuhaus on the ball in that situation, he can pass through that defence if you've got the freedom. So I'd love to see how Marco Rosa really approaches this match, especially over 2 legs. And Arsenal just got a 4th.
Is it 4-0 Arsenal?
It's Aubameyang again.
The hell's going on with Leeds?
Emil Smith-Rowe gets that's a tasty cross. That's a really nice cross. Aubameyang only has to put it in, yeah.
Do you think Leeds United are like a box of chocolates? You just don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah, but you get too many coffees for my liking in that box of chocolate. No one likes coffee chocolate. I'm a big fan of coffee. I love coffee, but coffee and chocolate, no, I'm not having it. But Leeds just give you that they have too many coffee selections in their box of chocolates.
Sima Biswas has shared his prediction: Wolfsburg 3, Gladbach 0. Well, at the moment, Simo, it's looking more likely to be Wolfsburg to open the scoring, but don't know, 3-0, we'll see.
Yeah, they're not exactly dominating in any sort of possession stats, shot stats, whatever, but they are getting probably the most clear chances out of the 2 of them. Even if Weghorst's opportunity was offside, he you can tell Wolfsburg can work themselves into those positions.
Meanwhile, it's Wolfsburg defenders having to deal with it. There's a player injured in the box, and I think it might be Stindl, I'm not sure.
I still don't think we've seen the best of Wolfsburg in this match. I'm not sure about Monchengladbach, but I think Wolfsburg can turn it up a bit, even just the way they press the midfield and the way Weghorst is usually a real pivot in that, or a focal point up front. I think there can be a lot more from Wolfsburg in this match.
Under 10 minutes to go till half time. These games go so quick when I'm watching it on this. I wish the United game was quicker.
Yeah, we're just doing watch along so that Jim can actually put up with watching United.
I tell you what, there might be some fans who may never want to go back to a stadium because they might go, you know what? I've spent so much money over the years on football tickets, and yet I can watch it at home and not have to moan if the game was boring.
Yeah. So it's Neuhaus who looks like he's down, but he's back up. No, not Neuhaus. So it's it's not Neuhaus. It's Hoffman. 23,
Is
not
it Hoffman?
32.
I kept thinking it was Stindl. For some reason.
I saw the 3 and the 2, and I thought it was the 32 of Neuhaus, but it's the 2-3 of Hoffman. And he's down again.
Oh dear.
Yeah, he's staying down.
It was a nasty landing actually.
Yeah, that lands on his shoulder, doesn't he? But is it a shoulder injury? Because it looks like he's limping as well.
There was a website called Score Draw, free publicity, where they sell retro shirts or remakes, and they have a page for Mönchengladbach, and they've got all their like 70s kits and all that when they won the Europa League, and it's the one with the strip down the side with the badge on it, and it's nice shirt.
Okay. I don't even know what it looks like.
Mönchengladbach kits.
Yeah, they always did do well with them. I think they're one of the teams that's won the most German titles after Bayern Munich. Not Bundesliga's German titles, let it be said.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I did that in one of our football quizzes that we did on Thursday night, and everyone was outraged, and I was like, no, we're talking German titles, not Bundesliga titles.
Did I get that right? I can't remember.
No, I think you said Bayer Leverkusen or something like that.
Oh, you're hearing this, folks.
And you're the one actually complaining about it.
You're hearing this, folks. I can't believe the words I'm hearing.
So is Hoffman coming
Seb
off?
False for a reason.
No, it looks like Hoffman's not coming off.
I've sent you a link to that shirt. Oh, here come Wolfsburg. Just before we reach 40 minutes, and it's intercepted. Now with Hoffman. Oh, Baku's got it back for Wolfsburg, who's not from Baku of Azerbaijan. That is a footballer. I think I mentioned this when we did our Wolfsburg Bayer Leverkusen game a few weeks ago.
Oh, that is a nice one. That is a nice one.
Nice, isn't it?
It is.
It's funny, I've never actually used Fanatics website. I know they're a big company, but I've never actually gone on it.
I don't know, it looks like a t-shirt almost.
I think, yeah, I know what you mean. It probably is, I guess. Oh, actually, when I go on the Fanatics website, it's all Buccaneers Super Bowl champions crap. And the PSG X Jordan stuff. That's been going on for a while. So many overpriced websites, it's ridiculous.
Like always.
People pay for this.
Oh, look at yourself.
I mean, 111 quid for a Buccaneers jersey, I could get for a tenner. I don't get it. From the same people. Oh, shot just over the bar, way over the bar actually, from Player.
He's a player.
Yeah, he went for it, and it took no deflection on the way, so it was way over the crossbar.
I feel like, I don't know if you see the player Maximilian Arnold. Ooh, yeah, it just goes over. It's a good chance though. Wolfsburg cut it down quite quickly. But I don't know if you see who Max Arnold is in this team, the number 27. It feels like he's been around forever. But the guy's only 26. And do you know how many seasons he's been in the Bundesliga?
10.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Wow, so he's been playing since what, 2011, 2010?
Uh, yeah, 11, 12 actually. So,
Wow, I was still in school.
but he's not even played a proper international for Germany yet, which seems weird. You know, one of those young prospects who gets a debut at 16 in the Bundesliga, but has not actually played for his national team. It just seems weird.
It must be, I'm sure it doesn't let him get to him that much, but it must be a little bit annoying not to get that call.
It seems almost similar to Royce. I know Royce had to play for Germany, but he's been overlooked really quite often.
Yeah.
And if you look at articles from 2015-16, people even saying that without the injuries, Royce was a contender for Ballon d'Or.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, he was that good. I mean, not a contender. He wasn't genuinely a contender, but he was potentially a contender if he didn't get injured.
Yeah. I think sadly though, you know, Ribery should have got it in 2013. Snyder should have got it in 2010. There's definitely been a few years where Messi, Ronaldo won it, but it was debatable.
Yep.
I think Messi in 2019 was a bit debatable, but I don't know. I don't know if there was a solution or when it's picked up by the.
What, Van Dijk?
Yeah.
Do you know what I wanted in 2018? I didn't want Modric's Ballon d'Or in 2018.
Varane?
Yeah, I always say this. I wanted Varane as the Ballon d'Or winner because I thought in that World Cup he was outstanding. Titi was a shambles in my opinion, and I know people will dislike me for that.
Titi's crap.
he is, but I thought he was an absolute shambles. And even just that match against Belgium itself, Varane was not letting anything get into that box.
On my Instagram the other day, if we're talking about Titi, there was some random video I found, which was Titi in his car. He was in his training gear of Barcelona, and to be honest, I don't understand why he's angry. There was fans in front of his car, and as you know, he had to come out the car and literally threaten them to move out the way. It's quite funny to watch, but because I don't like Titi, I didn't really give a shit for him. But I understood his frustration.
Yeah, you shouldn't go through with that sort of thing.
No, you should let them drive to where they need to go.
Yeah, it's harassing.
Unless you're Dominic Cummings, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but you got to test your eyes somewhere or another.
So, into the last minute of the first half, Wolfsburg 0, Monchengladbach 0. If you've just tuned in and wondered if you missed anything, not much. There was a free kick chance from Wolfsburg early on, which was well saved by Sommer and went behind for a corner. Not really much since then. Sommer's had to make a couple of saves, while for Wolfsburg, they've not had to worry too much. But it's games like this where, I mean, Monchengladbach will take a draw all day long, I think.
It seems weird like because, yeah, they should really be pushing for that top 4 spot. I mean, if they win, they still won't be top 4. So
yeah.
But that just means that they'll be trailing even more if they don't win.
I think
especially against a direct contender, a direct rival for top 4.
Especially when, yeah, absolutely, it is kind of like a 6-pointer, but then also with Dortmund slipping up so many times at the moment, they want to make the most out of that.
And if, in my eyes, if they want any chance of keeping Marco Rose, then they get Champions League and make sure that Dortmund don't.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, I know what you mean, because if I was in, I don't know, it's a weird one, because if I was in Marco's position and your current team are Champions League while Dortmund aren't, you do have that feel of why leave a project that I've worked on and it's working out, while if you go to Dortmund you could drop all that and then it's done. And it might not work out at Dortmund, but then again there's so many scenarios, isn't there? Like with Dortmund you could go, am I ever going to get this chance again?
Yeah, I wonder if Marco Rose does agree to a deal before the end of the season, what would happen then? Would he try and push for Mönchengladbach to not finish in those positions? Or do you think they're waiting for? I'm trying to look at when they're playing Dortmund in the league again. I think they're done. I think they've played Dortmund twice.
Yeah, no, they have. I think. Yeah.
Well, there's the DFB Pokal,
The poker tournament.
Pokal, whatever you call it.
Poker tournament.
So imagine if he purposely loses that. No, I'm just messing. No, but
It's gonna be that bit off Star Wars.
It,
Execute Order 66.
It's well, talking of that sort of thing, I'm gonna bring up an example from an Inter Lazio game, because that's tonight, Inter Lazio. Stefan de Vrij played for Lazio before he went to Inter. I don't know if you knew this.
The Fry, yeah, I knew
so
that.
on the last day of the season, Lazio played Inter. He was playing for Lazio. He'd already agreed to go to Inter Milan by that stage, so he was playing against his future club on the last day of the season. Now, what happened in that match is Inter won 3-2. Them winning 3-2 means they jumped ahead of Lazio to get Champions League football. But De Vrij gave away that penalty at the end. De Vrij was the player who gave away the penalty, so that Inter won and therefore jumped ahead of Lazio in the table.
And just like that, Execute Order 66 was successful.
Well, no, but
it can happen.
I mean, how bad is that? He'd already agreed to go to Inter, and he basically gives Inter the win with giving away a penalty, and that makes sure that Lazio finish 5th and Inter 4th. So every time De Vrij plays against Lazio, the boos from the Lazio fans is immense. Last season, last season, just in February before lockdown, you could hear it very easily on the TV when De Vrij got the ball, and he has to give away a penalty that Ciro Immobile put away in the fixture last season where Lazio beat Inter 2-1. But yeah, it's one of those ones you don't want to agree things before the end of the season, because if you face that team, then it could be quite damaging.
I mean, it was nearly like that when it was Christmas, was it December 2015, and they pretty much announced at Man City that Pellegrini would be gone at the end of the season for Pep Guardiola. So that meant, that was a weird one. I didn't think City would ever do it like that. But when Pep's available, you got to do it. And Pellegrini, literally on the final day of the season, luckily for him, well, for the club mainly, because he wouldn't have cared that much, I don't think. They just got Champions League football ahead of United, which United slipped up in midweek of their second last game of the season against West Ham. They lost that game, and that meant that as long as Man City won their last game, they would have got Champions League football, which would not look good for Pep to have gone from Bayern Munich to Man City in the Europa League.
Bless you. Bless you, Jamie.
Oh, could you hear that?
No, I could see you.
Oh, good. That's why I muted the mic, hoping it would work. So half-time between Wolfsburg and Borussia Monchengladbach. Let's see if we've got any stats up for this. Check the Bundesliga page. So goal attempts, it's been 5 off target, 2 on target for Wolfsburg. Actually, it's actually more for Monchengladbach, which I find this quite surprising. Monchengladbach have had 2 on target, same as their opponents, but they've had 7 off target. So that would probably tell you Monchengladbach have attacked more, but really I think Wolfsburg have been a lot more dangerous. The possession is pretty much the same though. It's nearly the same as the Brexit results, 51% to 49%, which I'm sure a majority would like that result to come through and just get on with it. The passes 244 to 265. Distance, I'm not talking about that. Sprints, not talking about that. Tackle 52, 59. 5-4 in corners for Wolfsburg. And the shots mainly coming from Mönchengladbach is player. And Mbabu's got 2 shots. And the fastest runners at the moment is Otavio for Wolfsburg, while it's Alvedi for Mönchengladbach, Seb's boyfriend. So yeah, it's an interesting one. I keep forgetting Bundesliga have a fantasy league as well. That's something I'm going to do next year. I think I'd be more up for that than I would be for the Premier League.
It makes you a bit more concentrated on certain players, doesn't it? It makes you. Like,
Aye.
like for instance, this Leeds game, I'm really looking out for Dallas because it's the only player I've kept in my fantasy team since game week 1. Yeah.
And thanks to Premier League, it has kept Seb in touch with one of his relatives. Looking at the Bundesliga, they've actually done it. This is quite good on there. They do it on their stats page on the Bundesliga website. It's great. Top 3 fantasy players from both teams in this game so far. At 7-all, it's Mbabu for Wolfsburg and Leiner for Mönchengladbach. Benzenbaini's got 6 and Hoffman's got 4. And for Wolfsburg, Baku with 4
And Schlager?
Arnold with 4.
Oh no, I kind of like Schlager in this game. Big fan of Schlager as well.
What makes me laugh is there's a tickets link for this game on the website.
It's a bit insensitive, isn't it?
I know, yeah, it's hurting our feelings. But we could go. Let's go. We might just make the end of the game. We might not miss anything because he'll probably end goalless. But
Yeah, so the all square with unexpected goals, which is 0.5 per team. You combine these two teams together, you should get a goal.
No. So half time, as Seb mentioned as well, in the Premier League, it's goals galore for Arsenal, which I don't think many was expecting that before the end of today. Arsenal 4, Leeds United 1. Leeds United have got a goal back in the last few minutes, but I think it would be very, very unlikely if they can get a second or third or a fourth goal to somehow avoid defeat today.
Yeah, so what I like about this game is the last time this fixture was played in the Premier League, so that means Arsenal playing at home to Leeds. Then number 14 got not only a hat-trick, but got 4 goals, so we're waiting for Aubameyang to get another goal so he can match what Henry did back in 2004.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, the last time they played each other in this fixture in London, 5-0 to Arsenal.
Got you.
And Stuart Dallas has just had a decent shot go. Oh no, Rafinha go wide.
Thought I'd have a Kit Kat because we're taking a break from the game. Taking a break. See what I did there, folks. I'm full of it today, and it's a Sunday as well. Of course, there is football in midweek, which hopefully, if Seb is better, he'll join me for Barcelona versus PSG, which is Tuesday night. And we might do Seville on Wednesday night. We don't know yet. I forgot who they're playing now.
Seville are playing Atalanta. I might be
Atalanta?
No, I might be getting that wrong. I'm getting that
Let me have a look.
wrong.
I should know this really, but
Dortmund.
that was it. That'll be a good game.
But PSG, Barcelona is the big one.
I absolutely am expecting a Neymar own goal.
Yeah. A Neymar own goal. And Griezmann actually likes scoring against French teams, so it's one that I'm going to put a little bet on.
I think we might have to start doing a feature video of you, Seb's tips.
I'm not against it.
I love alliterations. True's tips.
Oh yeah, but usually alliteration is better when you get more words, so it's got to be 3 words minimum for me to call it alliteration. If it's 2 words, I just call it coincidence.
I like that.
True's top tips, for instance,
It's perfect. Sponsored by Bet364. Because we don't do we have 365 days this year?
Yes.
Do we?
Yeah.
How
because
many
it's
days?
not a leap year.
Oh yeah. How many days in 2020?
Was
66. We could have been. Oh, it could have been Bet366 last year.
the business model changes every time because the year.
So Bet365 was technically irrelevant last year, if you want to go down that route.
It was a leap year last year. I'm glad some people got to really celebrate their birthday, and it's 4-2 to Arsenal now. This game. It looks like it's Costa who got the goal.
Said with another great quote, maybe I like it when he's ill.
What was I just say?
It was the in fact, we were lucky to celebrate someone's birthday.
Hmm.
Oh, Seb True's disappeared. Oh well. Oh, he's turned his mic off. Hopefully he's all right. Anyway, he'll be back in a minute, I'm sure. So if you've just tuned in, it's, as you can see from the scoreline, it's goalless. But let's just hope there are going to be some goals in the second half. We could do with some goals. After watching that United game draw to West Brom, I need some sort of entertaining football. And that Arsenal-Leeds game looks interesting now because Leeds just need 2 goals to come back. Let's have a look at the Bundesliga table.
Yeah, I'm here. It's just got food delivered to the door.
You got what, sorry?
Food delivered to the door.
Oh! He was using Deliveroo.
No, it's using delivery mum.
This street. Deliveroo Ma. Anyway.
Omar is Danish for grandmother.
Which, of course, we are not sponsored by Deliveroo, just to confirm. Bundesliga table, let's have a look at that. It is Bayern Munich top. They play their game in hand tomorrow because, of course, they were away from the Club World Cup. And I'm sure, I saw Afonso Davies' Instagram post today with his girlfriend in Paris, which just shows he's winning at life. But I'm not surprised. He's a Davies, so he's doing all right. But Bayern Munich, can they be winners again? Just like they are winning at life with some of their players. They're up against Bielefeld tomorrow. Bielefeld are 16th out of 18th, so Bayern Munich should win that, and it's at home. So they should win that. I would suggest we do a live stream for that, but I think we're going to have the night off. I'm not sure. So I'm not going to promise that, folks. RB Leipzig, they did get that win on Friday night against Augsburg. 2-1 that was. Without Upamecano, who was on the bench. And, of course, on that night, it pretty much looked as though Upamecano had decided where he was going to be for next season, which is Bayern Munich. So Frankfurt are set a third now. They won today. Frankfurt, they're looking good, Frankfurt. Who knows? Maybe they could be the surprise package and get Champions League football this season.
I think they will.
They're
really impressed.
They're so consistent.
I mean, we talk about signings with Telles and they're saying it pushed on Luke Shaw a bit, but since Jovic has arrived when did Jovic arrive for the Schalke game? Well, since that Schalke game, Andre Silva scored in basically every game except the Freiburg game. Not only scored in every game, he scored, 7 goals or something in the last 6 games? No, more than that. Yeah, 7 goals in the last 6 games. Yeah, I was right there. 7 goals in the last 6 games. And now he's second top goal scorer, really pulling away from Haaland in that top goal scorer category. 18 goals this season and 2 assists. So yeah, I think with a striker like Andre Silva, they've got a good chance of finishing in the top 4.
Who knows? And at this rate, they will do if they carry on like this. I'll just quickly get up the Frankfurt result today, which was
2-0 against
2-0.
Cologne.
Yeah, Cologne, of course, they got a win at Monchengladbach last week, so they would have been up for this game. But Andre Silva getting one of the goals and Dicker the second goal. Both goals in the second half.
And Dicker, another young French centre back or defender. Not sure if he's centre back.
Okay, France, we get it.
21 years old and he scored 2 in the last 2.
And Titi feels like a right tit when he looks at the fact that he's seen all of these defenders better than him. Looking at Wolfsburg, they're 4th. Of course, if they do get this draw, they will stay 4th and they'll go 3 points clear of Leverkusen. And Dortmund, they would be 6 points clear of Dortmund. So Dortmund really need to get themselves going. They need to pick themselves up and get out of this blip because Champions League football is slowly running away from them. and Monchengladbach are 7th. So if Monchengladbach can get a win today, they'd go level with Leverkusen, and then 3 behind Wolfsburg. So it really is quite a big game for Monchengladbach if they can get themselves back in that race for Champions League football.
So basically, the big winners this weekend so far are Frankfurt, because everyone else has drawn Frankfurt.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, the Volkswagen Arena lights are having a party while as they welcome their home players back out for this second half.
I see Michelin adverts, and I just think it's amazing. I don't know, you know, Michelin star restaurants are based on that Michelin Man.
I know.
Did you know that? I found that I feel like I was too old when I found that out. What it was.
It was between. I did read about the history of Michelin, as in how it started with this whole restaurant reviews thing, and it literally was just between two men at Michelin.
No, but the whole idea with Michelin stars was they would give them to restaurants. They put them in a little book, and this book was a guide, basically.
Yeah, where to eat.
Where to eat, just so you'd use their tires almost.
Mm. And now it's a big thing. It's what every chef wants.
Oh, it looks like Bamford's in on goal. That looks like a foul on Bamford.
Well, I say every chef, the chefs that actually care. Chefs do amaze me. I don't know how they do it.
Leeds look like they could get back into this game.
Well, is it still 4-2? Oh, Seb's eating. I'll leave him. I'll let him finish. Anyway, second half has begun.
But Bamford looked like he'd been fouled in the box.
Oh. So, second half. Let us know in the live chat page your predictions. Who's it going to be, Wolfsburg or Mönchengladbach, or stalemate? Which he's no mate of mine. Anyway,
Marco Rose running out, nearly missing the beginning of the second half. It's just great scenes.
If Mikel Arteta slips up this 4-0 lead, it's going to be the same as like that Arsenal-Newcastle game from 2011. Now that was some game.
Remember who scored the fourth for Newcastle?
Yeah.
May he rest in peace.
Away. I couldn't believe that.
Heart condition.
He must have only been in his 30s, I think.
I think he was 30 exactly.
Yeah. God, that's no age.
And
no age at all.
He had Steele. I know people say about this little exploit. It was just to get the money, and he said he live extremely poor back in Africa. I send most of my money back to them in Africa. And you think, okay, then good on you. I actually thought really good for him that he was happy that he's providing well for his family. And then for that to happen, it was just tragic.
I don't blame him. I mean, like, it's so easy for us people to shot on target. I think there might have been a foul. I'm not sure. I think it was Hoffman. But I do think it's so easy for us lot to judge other people because we don't make the money that they make. But at the end of the day, I think a lot of us really should have that same motive where it's you just try and earn as much money as you can to either fund something, to get a house, whatever. It's still the same scenario. It's just they make a lot more money than what us normal lot would make.
Yeah, short career. You've got to see into the future a bit.
Yeah. Oh, and it's on the halfway line at the moment. So Mönchengladbach already off to a good start in this second half. Statistically, this game is really close. But we just need a goal. I think a goal's needed in this game just to fire it up a little bit.
You know about statistics, Jamie. 80% of statistics are made up.
Well, I have made up stats before.
Well, I like that stat because it's a weird rabbit hole. Like, if my stat is true, then that is one of the true ones. If it's false, then it's proving the point that my stat is still true, which is It's this weird rabbit hole that continues.
It's going to be a goal kick for Monchengladbach 3 minutes into the game. Oh, Seb, did you forget to put the crowd noise back on?
Yes.
I can't believe it. Monchengladbach on the attack, comes in. No, no one got to it. Ah. They're showing it now, Monchengladbach. Benzabaini with the throw-in.
I want to mention now, I think Benzabaini's made some bad decisions. He's not convinced by the player.
And he's even moaning at himself now. You can tell from his body language he's not happy. Nearly 50 minutes gone. Big game for both teams, this.
If Wolfsburg lose, they're in the top four and would still be at least 2 points clear of Bayer Leverkusen.
Yeah. The ball comes into the box again for Monchengladbach. It's cleared away. Meanwhile, Arsenal, I believe it's still 4-2 against Leeds, and they've got 10 minutes to just make sure they don't concede a third, because that would be embarrassing if they somehow lose that lead. Meanwhile, Chelsea thrashed Bristol City in the Women's Super League to extend their lead at the top, which looks to be well and truly going one way, just like the Premier League at the moment. Chelsea with the Women's Super League and Man City with the Premier League. I just want to see or hear a Leeds United third goal.
I think it might come. Sorry.
Yeah, Aubameyang with a hat-trick. Still, you'd think when you score a hat-trick, it's probably enough to beat a team like Leeds, but some would disagree at the moment. Some of these Leeds players would disagree. There's a good quote here from John Murray, the 5 Live commentator, saying, "I think the goal is still shaking from that Aubameyang effort." Of course, Seb's watching that game. He'll keep us up to date on that one.
Yeah, I've just seen the Stindl shot here, so...
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me.
Stindl. The cap there. Oh, pushing the back. A free kick taken quickly for Monchengladbach. It's with Hoffman. Oh, did it not go out of play? I don't know. Looks as though they kept it in. Now with Benzabaini. Hero, a Monchengladbach hero in one day for Monchengladbach. Benzabaini, when he scored 2 goals against Bayern Munich to win them the game last season. A header and a last-minute penalty.
Yeah, it seemed a bit weird that game.
Yeah, it was all Bayern Munich in that first half.
I mean, Benzabaini doesn't exactly score that many goals in
No.
a season. So to get 2 in a match.
I actually rewatched that game on the day they played recently.
Mm.
And I think because I
It's a
watched
dramatic
that, they
game.
won. It's a great game, yeah. It was funny just being in a pub full of Bayern Munich fans. And I was the only one wearing a Monchengladbach shirt. That was so funny. On the last minute, I even filmed myself celebrating.
And
And
yeah, I remember this story on Instagram.
yeah.
And Summer scrambling it on the line.
Oh, I couldn't believe it. It wasn't, even though the commentary was in German on the big screen, you didn't even need to know what they were saying. You just knew what they were saying. They were like, ah, ah!
That's when we thought the title race was really on for Mönchengladbach.
Well, yeah, because when they won that game, it really, I think it did frighten Bayern Munich a little bit. As in, they've probably thought, are we actually going to lose our empire?
Well, it seems that, I mean, for instance, Mönchengladbach won again this season against them. It's just one of those bogey teams or banana skin teams for Bayern Munich.
Really is. Definitely.
But they can be quick and decisive, Mönchengladbach, that's the thing.
Well, that home game that Bayern Munich had with Mönchengladbach were because of 2 mistakes from Mönchengladbach. That's the only reason why they won that game at the Allianz last summer. Literally one given to them. I can't remember, the other one was the same pretty much. I think the other one was an own goal. Oh, and a shot miles over, and I think that was, who was that from? Not sure. But Wolfsburg, they have been quiet. And even a shot from that angle was never going to find them net.
In this other match, Leeds really are pushing Arsenal. They are pushing them to the end.
It is true what people say about Leeds. They're definitely not a boring team.
Oh, far from it.
Are you still doing the Lazio game tonight?
Well, I'm not sure I'm up for it.
I was going to say, I'd be surprised if you did do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it at Lazio or at Inter?
It's at Inter.
It's at Inter?
Yeah.
I might watch it in the background.
I'll be watching it, but I'm just starting to cough a bit more, so...
I wouldn't stress about it. So, Mönchengladbach definitely picking it, definitely getting the heat on. Spurs. Cross comes in, no one there. I think Thuram's on the bench again. Or was he not available? I'm not sure. I didn't see him on the lineup.
Yeah, he's not even on the bench. I don't know if he only played 33 minutes against Cologne, didn't he?
Yeah, he came on from the bench, I think.
I'm not sure. It doesn't say why he's absent, which is weird.
Oh, hit the woodwork, apparently, in the Leeds game. I don't know if that was Leeds or Arsenal.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. Yeah, Thuram is out.
I think he needs a bit of a spark like Thuram. Player's a great conventional striker in some senses, but to break down Wolfsburg, it seems like you just need that spark that Thuram can offer.
Yeah. Here come Wolfsburg from the left wing. Not sure what that ball was across, but it's gone to the far right. on the far side. It's now with, is that Lazaro? Now Schlager. About 20 yards out, Wolfsburg. It's now intercepted and to be cleared. Just needs a goal, doesn't it, this game? It's lacking something. Both teams are clearly up for it, but they're not sure what to do in the final third. Meanwhile, there's 2 minutes to go between Arsenal and Leeds, and it's still 4-2. I think Arsenal may have just got away with it there, thanks to a hat-trick from Aubameyang. Of course, there was Southampton earlier who lost at home to Wolves, which is a good result for Wolves and a bit of a revenge over that FA Cup exit to Southampton in the midweek game.
I think Southampton could be hard done. The penalty they concede and then the penalty that they don't get from the Wolves handball, you'd feel quite aggrieved if you were Southampton. Great finish from Danny Ings, great finish. And then I say that Neto's goal was something else as well. There's a really good goals that you should watch. The other one is a Wolves penalty, but the two other goals from open play, those are worth watching. Neto just puts Vestergaard on his feet, and well, no, doesn't make sense. He dribbles past him so eloquently, but it makes it look easy, and just gets a really nice finish on a tight angle.
I mean, you mentioned that as well, because the Southampton manager said that VAR is destroying the game after that game, he said.
I'd be aggrieved if I was Southampton over recent decisions. The one against Aston Villa, the decisions against Manchester United, and now today. I do believe that certain teams have bad luck with VAR, like Aston Villa did at the beginning of last season. And Southampton are definitely on the receiving end now.
It's funny as well, said, like in that West Brom United game, when they looked at the Maguire foul in the box, which wasn't a foul, I don't think there was much in that.
But he's offside.
But they didn't check that, did they?
Yeah,
so what if he had given it?
Yeah, he could have given that
really
penalty.
Bad. I actually said to Dad when I was watching the game, I said, even though I'm a United fan, I hope for football's sake this isn't given. Just because of the error that would have been made. So
it made the decision easier, the fact it was offside, but they weren't even looking at it.
Yeah, I mean, but it was the fact that I was watching on Sky Sports, and Sky Sports showed that even before the referee had even checked. And I'm thinking, if Sky have got that access, surely the video refs, because they've got everything in front of them. I just don't know what to think of it. I really don't. I think sadly people go on and say VAR needs to be used the right way, but I'm thinking, is there actually a right way? Because I'm sorry, we've been using it for three or so years. We've used it since the last World Cup at least. So anyone that says, like even Gary Lineker said earlier, it's early days. I'm thinking, is it?
No, it's not anymore.
It's not
We've
anymore.
got incompetent referees.
Yeah, I think we need to just let go of VAR. Sadly, though, we do have terrible refs in the English Premier League. They don't help it, but I don't think VAR is really doing much of a difference anyway. It's creating more problems than good. That's what I would say. 62 minutes gone.
Bad game, says professional player. Yep.
Yeah, we've had a few of those in the last few weeks. And I was saying that to my dad earlier when watching the West Brom United game, saying that it seems to be like this everywhere. Dortmund's games I've watched recently have been entertaining, but that's because they've not been winning them. So it makes it more interesting.
I think teams are just too tired.
You think what, sorry?
They're too tired.
Yeah. I think it was always going to come and hit some of these teams because they didn't have much of a break. Oh, John Brooks with a... Oh, it was a header, and I think it hit the crossbar. Yeah, no, sorry, it hit the post. So, Wolfsburg were just close from getting the first goal of the game, just after the hour mark. Still goalless, though. Sheikha Alice. Hello, Sheikha Alice, hope you're well. Saying goal. Don't think there is, unless you're somehow reading into the future, we hope that there'll be a goal, Alice, because this game certainly needs one. For professional player as well, he says no, it's still goalless, so he's seeing the same as what me and Seb are seeing. For any of you who haven't subscribed to Let's Talk Sport yet, do click subscribe. We really appreciate it. Click the like as well for this stream if you're enjoying it. We're trying to reach 350 in the next few days. Oh, we're now at 347 since I've refreshed. So thank you very much, whoever that was, whoever our 347th member was. Thank you very much, as we would love to get to 350. Let's see if we can try and do that before the end of the stream. Alice has got back to us as well and said just one goal. Yes, one goal. We need one goal. One goal. Which team do you want to win, Alice? Monchengladbach or Wolfsburg? Have you got a bet on this game? Whenever it comes to Bundesliga, we have a few people who watch us have a few bets on these games. Professional player saying GG, I'd imagine that means good game. It's not a good game, professional player. You said it was a bad match a moment ago, so I'd call it a BM. Not a GG. But hopefully it will convert into one. It's 65 minutes nearly gone. And the closest chance we've had is Wolfsburg hitting the post with John Brooks with a header. I think Seb's trying to speak, but I think he's forgot to put his mic on.
I did. It means, if you say it in French, GG, then it means well played. So bit different.
Ah, okay. So thank you all for tuning in so far. Do subscribe if you haven't already. Ooh. Wolfsburg now in the Monchengladbach box. Surely he'll go for a goal. Oh, it's been blocked. And Monchengladbach boot it out just to get themselves out of the box. And Wolfsburg will try again. It's on the near side.
I said there's more to this Wolfsburg team, and they're playing a bit quicker now.
And Leeds just about moments away from defeat, despite those 2 goals back against Arsenal. Professional player coming back saying, come on, just one goal, and is using this streaming, buffering logo. I quite like that. Monchengladbach have a throw-in. Shame Thuram isn't in this game. I think I'd have liked to have seen Thuram in this game.
It looks like Wolves coming on, which is appropriate.
Yes. Of course, folks, if you're wondering what the 4 lineups are with these teams, we've got the 11 players for each team in our scroll text below, but we've also got the substitutions for both teams in our description. So do check it out if you wanted to know. So Wolfsburg at the moment on the back line, just starting out with a goal kick.
Asking for a penalty, professional player.
What's that?
Professional player asking for a penalty. Why not? Why not?
It is one of those games where it could be 1-0 and it's just from a penalty or something. You do get those. Yeah. Gladbach have had to clear it out for a throw-in. Taken quickly. Only to go back to Wolfsburg half. Professional player, if it was you that subscribed before, thank you very much. Professional player, who do you play for? Are you out of contract? Are you a free? Who do you play for if not? Actually, where are you from? I do. That's what I love about the live chat page feature on YouTube. If the game's boring, you can rely on that.
So even just looking at the chances, I mean, Wolfsburg have had a lot more in the second half than Monchengladbach.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Bit more dominant.
I think Wolfsburg are starting to get back into it, aren't they?
I think they'll get a goal. I think they'll get a goal.
So it looks as though, yeah, Wolf is coming on, as Seb mentioned before, and the Zaro is coming off. I think that is Monchengladbach's first substitution of the game. Oh, Suno Amit has just got in touch saying, what is the score, bro? Who will win? At the moment, it's currently 0 each between Wolfsburg and Monchengladbach. And at the moment, Suno, it could end up in a draw. There has been chances, but there was a moment about 10 minutes ago where Wolfsburg hit the post from a header that came from one of their corners. But it's been quite even. Even the stats would nearly pretty much tell you that as well, but no goals yet. We're dying for a goal, though. We could do with a goal.
Who will
Hopefully,
win?
if you just
Wolfsburg.
turn.
You said it would be a draw. I said Wolfsburg, and I think either one of us will be right.
I'm hoping. Actually, I'll say Monchengladbach as well. So that means we've got all aspects. I said a draw, Monchengladbach win, and Seb said Wolfsburg win. So that means we've got it covered. We just don't know which way it's going to go.
Yeah, so Mönchengladbach have lost 2 away games this season. 1 against Bayer Leverkusen, 1 against Dortmund. They conceded 4 against Bayer and 3 against Dortmund on those days. So they've tightened up since.
Suno has asked us, what is your country, bro? Actually, we're in 2 different countries. We've gone international with this stream. Seb is from Switzerland. He's not from Switzerland, he lives in Switzerland. He's from England, I will not let him forget that. And I'm from England, and I decided to stay in England because, you know, I like my country. So, yeah.
That's fair.
England's alright. No noise, only music. India. Yes. Oh, you're not on about the cricket, are you? I don't want to talk about the cricket. England didn't have a good day against India. I might have to actually get the test score up because I didn't check at the end of the play. Didn't look good because I think England had only got 40 runs and they lost 4 batters already. So England. Oh, you gotta be. England ended with 134 all out. That is terrible. That is terrible. India 329 runs in the first innings, but then 54 for 1.
And Summers forced into a save on that corner there.
Oh, thank you, Suno, saying I like your country, bro. Thank you. Suno, if you like our country and you like this stream, do click subscribe. We're hoping to get to 350 subscribers by the end of the stream or in the next few days. Scott Farris says hello. Hello, Scott, how are you? He is from the Thailand fan club. Which team, Wolfsburg or Mönchengladbach? Let us know. And No Noise Only Music has asked who will win. I'm going for a draw. That's my honest prediction. There's 17 minutes to go. Seb believes it'll be Wolfsburg that will win. And here they are on the attack now on the right wing, trying to get a cross in. They get the cross in and it takes a deflection and it's gone behind for a corner kick here. And yes, Wolfsburg have certainly woken up a bit in the last few minutes, and they've started to realise that if they actually run a bit more, they won't get too cold, which is a bit more like it, because it looks very cold in Wolfsburg. Let's actually find out what is the temperature there. It's actually it's minus 12, which is very cold. Minus 12 in Wolfsburg. Maybe we should do that a bit more in our watch-alongs. Let you know what the weather is like, even though we're not there, but we can pretend we're there. Seb's very cold anyway, so he'll feel like he's at 12 minus, or maybe
I'm going
he's at
through different
minus 40.
stages of being cold and warm.
Oh God.
So I'm putting the blanket back on.
Scott Farr saying speak Thai show.
Fortunately not.
I'm not sure what you mean by that. I can't speak Thai if that's what you're asking. I'm afraid I can only speak English. Professional player saying 0-0 not today, please. Yes, not today. Seen enough boring games recently. Just need a goal. But even if we do get a goal now, this game's still going to go down as a dull one. So no, draw means 1-1, 1+1.
Well, we can always be reassured, Jamie, that this is not going to be as bad as Atalanta Napoli.
What game was that?
Coppa Italia.
That game, oh, that one, yeah, never again. It was the fact that when that game finished, even before I decided what we did our next watch-alongs on, I was like, yeah, we're not doing that one again. Even though they had another leg yet, but my God, it was such a terrible game.
Second game seemed more exciting.
Yeah, well, it couldn't have got any worse. At least they knew then they had to have an outcome. So, quarter of an hour remaining. Wolfsburg 0, Monchengladbach 0. The scoreline no one wants, really. It seems, between me and Seb and our viewers, especially the viewers in our live chat page.
The quality's actually improving in this game. You see Monchengladbach still playing around with such high pressure from Wolfsburg, but it's not a terrible game.
I think they've got a free kick, they do. And that's Monchengladbach on the halfway line, it's taken. It's chipped forward. No one there with the flick header to pick up from.
Scott, Sonu meant draw means 1-1. Put a plus instead of the minus thing to make it the scoreline.
Draw, it's goalless at the moment. I'll be surprised if we have 2 goals in this game.
Have we ever been to Thailand? I have personally not. Jamie?
No, I haven't, no. I think I've flown over Thailand, but I can't
It's on the
remember.
list. It's on the list. You know, those weird moon pies where you take excessive amount of drugs. I'm just messing. Just messing.
I'd love to go to Bangkok though.
Yeah, that's where the moon pies are, aren't they?
Oh, are they?
Yeah, something like that.
I remember that bit off the Hangover 2 film when they go, how long has he been missing in Bangkok for? More than 2 days? Bangkok has him now.
I've had an easy job today, not doing so many replacements. I've only had to do the wolf one.
No, yeah, I know. The one time I gave him the scroll text, guys, and he had nothing to do. Well, actually, maybe I would probably get sued technically because Seb's ill and I'm making him work. You know, minimum wage.
Yeah. Somebody's saying support Wolfsburg. We've got James7 saying let's go the VFL, which is Wolfsburg.
If you do support Wolfsburg, maybe, folks, if we get to 350 subscribers, we will get a goal. We will get a goal. I can't promise you, but we might get a goal. We're hoping to get to 350 subscribers. We're now at 348. We just need 2 more subscribers, folks, and then we're at 350, and that might do the trick. We've still got a bit of time on our side in this game. Just 12 minutes to go, exactly. And then stoppage time. Oh, there's a free kick. See, look, it's all building up. Wolfsburg have a free kick outside the centre circle, and there's going to be a yellow card. And that is for Mönchengladbach's plea.
See how much pressure they're putting onto Mönchengladbach in their own half. It's relentless.
Yeah.
Well, this is what Wolfsburg do, though. It's the relentless pressing, the famous German gegenpressing.
Absolutely.
But it seems like they've still got so much more in the tank. Every single one of those players. They've not even made any not even made any substitutes yet. Wolfsburg.
In their Volkswagen tank. Sorry. Well, I wonder if you're the manager of Wolfsburg, surely you get a free car. Anyway,
Maybe.
Here comes the free kick. It's taken down to the right wing. Cross comes in and it's headed out of the box. And it goes to the near side and it'll be a throw for Wolfsburg. Let us know in the live chat page, Wolfsburg fans, who is your favourite Wolfsburg player of all time? I was always a fan of Zeko when he was there before he went to Man City. And there's actually 2 substitutions now, Seb. One for Mönchengladbach and one for Wolfsburg, and it looks as though, I can't quite see. I think, they're not. I could do the graphic screen coming up.
I think Steffen's coming off for Victor.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely, you're spot on with that one with Wolfsburg. So Steffen off for Victor. That's their first substitution of the game, and Mbabu has come on for Hoffmann for Mönchengladbach, and that's their second change of the game. And we've got just over 10 minutes now. Scott Farris has said, look-alike Mason Mount black shirt. I'm not sure what that means.
The one with the black shirt, which might be me.
Oh, no, he's more good-looking than Mason Mount. Mason Mount's just a kid. So I don't know where you're getting that from, Scott.
I'll take it as a compliment.
I mean, it might not be a compliment. He might be ugly, Mason Mount. We don't know yet.
You know, that's the risk you take, isn't it, right?
Scott, what do I look like? I'll tell you what, Scott. Which footballer do you look like, do you reckon? Feel free to tell me what you think. I used to think if I could get my hair right, maybe Ericsson, but I don't think so.
Would you... That's what you want? I'm confused.
I don't know.
You want your hair to recede that much?
No, maybe not. Sono was asking us for football tips, but I think he's just deleted the message. But we're now on to 349. We just need one more. We just need one more. Thanks to whoever that 349th member was. Go on, Seb.
I don't know. I've got a feeling that Lazio will win tonight. I've got a feeling Lazio like playing against Inter.
Yeah.
Both. I mean, one guarantee in this match is usually both teams to score with Inter Lazio. If you want me to go further, I think it's a bit easy saying that Ciro Immobile will score, isn't it?
And he loves goals, doesn't he? Third top European goal scorer of 2020.
Mm.
Oh, and Bolo with a great tackle.
He's adding a bit extra since coming on.
He has. He's only just come on as well.
Yeah, a bit more of a spark.
Well, one of the Wolfsburg players is down at the moment. It's being checked out before we continue. So there's 8 minutes left on the clock, which means there's 8 minutes left to get that 350th subscriber. Not a goal, which I hope we get one. I'm hoping that if we get to 350 subscribers, we are at 350. Yay! Thank you very much to all that have subscribed during this stream. We really do thank you.
Appreciate it.
Because we really do appreciate the support for our watch-alongs. I hope you're enjoying it. And we do a lot, if you are new to our channel, we do a lot of Bundesliga watch-alongs normally, and some Premier League, some other European leagues like Serie A as well, and Eredivisie, and we're hoping to do our debut at Champions League late this week on Tuesday night when Barcelona take on Paris Saint-Germain. So Neymar up against his old club, and we all remember what happened. These two sides were like once upon a time back in 2017. One of the comebacks of comebacks in football, Barcelona somehow winning that, and that was Neymar at Barca as well. which he had a great second leg.
No, he was the man of the match. He was man of the match.
He was.
And people talked about Messi.
I know. I felt really sorry for Neymar. He didn't, he deserved so much more.
That's when he decided he wanted to leave, apparently. And people say the money, maybe, but when Messi gets all the credit and you've done all that for Barcelona, you got to think to yourself, maybe, okay, fuck these lot.
Yeah.
But the guy who's on the ground, who was down injured for a while, Maxence Lacroix, just to bring up again, it's another young French centre back, 20-year-old. So,
we get it, France. You're awesome.
They're producing young players left, right, centre, hey?
Aye, they can pick them up from anywhere.
From Socio, that one.
From Arnold. Straight at Sommer at the end. Oh, is that Ambolo this time with a yellow card? Yep, he's only just come on as well.
He's being lively from the get-go, hey?
He has. He's given it a go. I think he's...
It's a bit harsh, that yellow, I think.
Yeah, I don't think there was much in that. Let's watch the replay. He just goes for the... It was a high
knee.
High knee. He does put his studs into him, though, so... It's always...
Yeah, he doesn't put his... Oh, does it? Yeah, he does, just about. Lifts his studs at the end.
Oh, Scott Farris saying Man City, Borussia Monchengladbach. Yes, I would love to do a watch-along for that.
The week after next.
The week after the next, which, yeah, I was looking at the fixtures this week thinking, where is it? And I was like, oh yeah, they always separate them when it comes to the last 16. Which we will be doing that. I'll certainly be doing that. I'll be watching that with interest, because when it comes to German football, I am a Mönchengladbach fan. As you can see, Junter's watching the game with me because he's not needed at the stadium tonight at Borussia Park. He's decided to join me. I actually do have, which is really sad, Seb, I haven't been back to my work office because of COVID since March last year. And, oh, hang on, Mönchengladbach, and it's cleared away by Wolfsburg as Mönchengladbach looking for a late winner, maybe. Anyway, it was... Yeah, but my office space back at work has still got all my stuff on it and all my monitors and all that. So I haven't touched all that. God knows how dusty it might be if there's been no cleaners. And yeah, I've got that Junter toy from when we went to Germany on my desktop next to Teddy from Mr. Bean. Poor Junter's just been on his own. Well, we're next to Teddy as well. I wish I had him here sitting next to the computer.
On your shelf of stuff.
Yeah, we'll have to have a tour one day. So absolutely thrilled we've reached 350 subscribers. I'm actually going to put a message out on the live chat page to say thank you. Thank you for your ongoing support.
I don't know if you saw that handball from, I think it was a... Yeah. Who was that from João Victor? Brilliant.
Oh, hang on, here's a good chance. Mönchengladbach in the box. What a tackle. What a tackle from Wolfsburg defender. He slid in, made the tackle, and of course when you do it in the box you have to be careful. And he went in there, and of course, as Seb mentioned before, Mbolo bringing some energy up front for Mönchengladbach.
A spark, yeah.
It really is that spark.
Lacroix gets drawn into the tackle, and then afterwards he's quick enough to be able to recuperate and then make that's a great tackle. Dangerous, but great tackle. And you can tell how happy he is with Brooks just chest bumping him afterwards.
Here we go then. Corner from Mönchengladbach. We all know what they can do when the spark is there. Well, there's no spark from that corner. It hardly reached to anyone. It was denied by the first man of Wolfsburg in the box. Is it another corner? No, Benzabaini hoped he won them another corner, but instead it'll be a goal kick, which means the time really is running out for either team to try and get 3 points here. It's 2.5 minutes to go.
Yeah, but it was terrible from... terrible from Stein... I can't even say his name anymore. Stindl.
Yeah, it was a poor corner.
Then he gives it to Benzabaini where he's not really got a chance to cross it, so kind of puts them in that situation himself.
I do hate corners like that. You know, it's just professional footballers. You should be able to kick it higher than that.
Can miss kick it sometimes.
Yeah. If you're going to miss kick it, at least fall over so it looks bad.
My favourite is when they kick it out, when they try kicking it and it's an outwards taker, and it goes out of play and then comes back in. And it's like no, goal kick.
I like it when the referees don't realise it. Like that Dean Henderson kick against West Ham.
Yeah. So considering Mönchengladbach look like they're going to draw this, the next game is against Mainz. We know what Mainz can do against these top sides. They've got Man City at home, and then they go away to Leipzig. So big week coming up for them.
Yeah, and it's of course Champions League a week on Tuesday or a week on Wednesday, I believe. I'm sure we'll definitely do a watch along for that. Scott Farris, if you're still there, I presume you're a Mönchengladbach fan. Let us know. Oh, and Otavio just had a header wide, I think. He did. It was a perfect cross, and it was a free header at the end, but he couldn't convert it on target, and he's got his hands to his face, and he knows that could have been the winner if he'd found the target. 30 seconds left of normal time. Wolfsburg 0, Mönchengladbach 0, and it has become quite lively the last 10 minutes. Sono saying you live only Bundesliga. I presume you're asking if we only do Bundesliga. No, we do. Bundesliga is one of our main competitions that we like to keep an eye on in terms of watch-alongs for our channel. But we also enjoy doing a bit of Premier League. Oh, is it in? Oh, it's just gone wide. Oh, Wolfsburg missed the target. The manager is just standing like this. Did it go in? It looked like it went in from our angle, but it actually hit the back of the net on the other side. It hit the side netting outside. Oh, that was a great strike. It left Sommer for dead. It was good. If it was on target, it would have been a goal. Simple as that. Oh,
good shot from Schlager, eh?
Can't believe it.
From the guy Schlager, I've been hyping up Schlager. Yeah, he does that.
I keep calling him Schlager.
I don't know. Yeah, Schlager. I think it's all right. Don't know how Austin's pronounced it. Yeah, Glasner looks missed as how it went wide.
Oh dear. Sono, so Sono, we normally do Bundesliga, try and do a bit of Serie A, Premier League, any football that we can do really in our own free time. But Women's Super League we've started to try out, and the Eredivisie in the Dutch leagues.
It's 0-0. If ever Sono's asking us to score, it's 0-0 still, but Wolfsburg have been the better team, and they've just had a shot wide from Schlager.
Don't forget, Sono, we've got a scoreboard here.
Oh, that's true, yeah. That's true. It is up to date.
3 minutes of added time, Seb. And already a minute and a half gone, which I think it looks as though, unless we see any drama, I think this is going to be the scoreline. Oh, the cross comes in, and, well, easy one for Sommer, but when it's in the air, sometimes you have to judge the landing right, because it was going to go in, but should easily be done by Sommer to pick it up, and he boots it out of his hands.
You do feel when crosses come into Sommer that he can't deal with them quite well sometimes. Especially
when I know you've mentioned his height in the past.
He's not that tall a goalkeeper.
No. It's going to be a throw for Wolfsburg. 50 seconds to go of stoppage time. Before this stream ends, let's try and get to 351. Let's get in the 50 zone now. We're at 350. Let's get to 351 if you haven't subscribed yet. Do so. Click subscribe if you've enjoyed the stream.
And Mbolo's been a bit of a nuisance since he's come on, hasn't he?
Who's that, sorry?
And Mbolo's been a bit of a nuisance since he's come on.
Oh, he's been great, hasn't he? He's got the energy. He's clearly up for it.
It seems weird that they'd use Player against Wolfsburg. It's a bit of an odd choice, honestly.
They would what, sorry?
It's a bit weird that he went with Player rather than Mbolo.
Yeah. Well, seconds remaining. 2 seconds till we reach 93rd minute. And there we go. Final whistle at the Volkswagen Arena. and it has ended goalless. So no goals to talk about from that game. Wolfsburg 0, Borussia Monchengladbach 0. Doesn't change much really for Wolfsburg and Monchengladbach. I think Wolfsburg will be good that they've let points slip because it's a home fixture. But Monchengladbach, I think, will be the happier of the two. Late on, Wolfsburg looked a bit more dangerous, and actually looking at the expected goals at full time, Wolfsburg were expected 1 and Monchengladbach was 0.7. So it's ended goalless. Seb, it was sadly we didn't get any goals,
No.
but it was. I'm gonna say it now. I just think Monchengladbach will be happy with that.
I disagree. If you look at Wolfsburg, I mean, their upcoming fixtures, this is the hard one out of the next few fixtures they've got in the league. They've got Arminia Bielefeld, Hertha Berlin, Hoffenheim, Schalke, then Werder Bremen, then Cologne. So they can go on a good run realistically now and really push for that top 4 position or cement it. Whereas Mönchengladbach, well, Mainz might be a tricky one next week, knowing how Mainz can surprise those bigger teams. Then they've got Leipzig, and then they've also got Bayer Leverkusen in the league. So it's a tough run of fixtures coming up, especially in between the cup match between Dortmund, the Champions League between City. I think Mönchengladbach actually would probably be the least happier looking at the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
But the chances in the game, they'll probably be happier of the two because Wolfsburg have probably got a goal.
So Wolfsburg, with that draw, they won't go ahead of Frankfurt, but they're back level on points for Frankfurt after Frankfurt beat FC Cologne earlier today. So Frankfurt now go up to third with 39 points after 21 games. Wolfsburg exactly the same. The goal difference is only by 1 goal for third and fourth at the moment. So that really does make the race for Champions League football very exciting between now and the end of the season. Bayer Leverkusen, I can't remember if they won yesterday. I think they...
No, drew. Everyone drew yesterday.
Everyone drew. That was it. Well remembered, Seb. Well remembered. Bayer Leverkusen
Drew against Mainz.
Fifth place. Yeah, against Mainz, a team that could just stay out of the relegation zone if they can carry this spirit up.
Mainz got a draw against Dortmund. They got a draw against Bayer Leverkusen, and they beat Leipzig. They're a weird side.
They got a 5-2 defeat to Bayern Munich, which is fair enough. Borussia Dortmund 6, which they'll be relieved really because their fellow Borussia team didn't get the win today after they drew to Hoffenheim yesterday, which me and Seb watched on Let's Talk Sport. And then looking at I thought I'd mention the relegation zone because it is interesting at the moment. Schalke got a draw, as Seb said, from yesterday. They all got draws against. This one was away at Union Berlin at a late kickoff. That was. Mainz are now 4 points off the safety zone with Hertha Berlin in 15th and Bielefeld are 16th, and they've got their game in hand tomorrow against Bayern Munich, which is tomorrow night, which we may or may not do a live watch along. I'll see how we'll see how we are come tomorrow night. That's on at 7:30, I believe. So that's some Monday Night Football sorted for you in the Bundesliga. Let's quickly look at the fixtures coming up. Let's have a look before we wrap up. So let's go to next match day. So this next weekend, it starts off at 7:30 on Friday night. It's Bielefeld hosting Wolfsburg, and then the Saturday games at 2:30. Borussia Monchengladbach up against Mainz, as Seb mentioned before. Freiburg welcome Union Berlin. Frankfurt, and now this will be a great game actually. I think this might be our watch along for next Saturday. Frankfurt hosting Bayern Munich. So Frankfurt, the informed team against another informed team of Bayern Munich, and they'll be welcoming, if you really want to call it, the world champions after winning the Club World Cup last week in Qatar. And the last one of the 2:30 kickoffs, FC Cologne up against Stuttgart, and then the late kickoff will be Schalke versus Dortmund, which will
the Revier Derby.
Game.
The Revier Derby. Always a feisty occasion, that one. The Ruach Derby, if you want to know what it's associated with.
And it's such a shame there's no fans for that, because the atmosphere for those games are awesome.
Yeah, and usually, I mean, I remember not too long ago, I think it was 2 seasons ago, where Schalke were really up against it, fighting for survival, and they pulled a 4-2 win out of nowhere, where you got Wolf and Royce, who got red cards. It was a mad game. They're usually mad games between these two, so could be a very, very tasty affair.
Interesting, very interesting. Who knows what could happen there? And then on the Sunday, they've got a triple header going on all day, starting at 12:30. FC Augsburg up against Bayer Leverkusen. RB Leipzig will travel to Hertha Berlin for the 2:30 kickoff, and then the final game of that weekend will be Hoffenheim against Werder Bremen. And I think we're pretty much done and dusted. Seb, final thoughts?
Big winners of the weekend, Frankfurt.
Absolutely.
Out of them all, one of the few teams that won. I mean, Leipzig were always going to stay second. There was no real question to that, but they're just getting closer to Bayern Munich, even if it is make-believe. But yeah, Frankfurt big winners of the weekend there.
Absolutely. I'd say that the big winners for me is Junter for being in our watch-along. He's been an absolute pleasure. Junter, he didn't get the shirt on the corner flag today, but maybe we'll get those spirits up for next weekend in their match. And just before we go, Scott Farris says he likes Chelsea after I asked him which his team is. And he's part of the, I think he's part of the Thailand fan club. I love the fan clubs that they have around the world. It's great because I actually looked into the Monchengladbach fan club for London, which I did meet a couple of guys before the COVID broke out back in March. So yeah, it is good fan clubs when you're abroad from the team that you support. So good to see, and hopefully Scott, see you in the next stream, and to all of you at home, see you in the next stream. We'll see you next time we're back on. Thanks to Seb True, especially with him fighting the Tour de France mountains, because it really is difficult when you're ill. You could go up against any challenge in your head. Anyway, thanks to you lot at home. Don't